Hi folks, this is all about Hambone. Now, almost everyone at one time or another has clapped their hands in time with a song of music or a tune that they liked. And this hand clapping method, clapping the hands together on the body, is a rhythm method that goes back to the beginning of the history of humankind, okay? Across all peoples, all countries, all cultures, all continents. Now these days in America, some people call this body padding, some people call it hand jive, some people call it hambone, which is a common name. The hambone tradition in America actually has its roots that go back all the way to Africa. In Africa, many of the traditional songs have rhythms, often hand rhythms, associated with them. And those traditions came to America during the American slave trade, to the plantations, and evolved from that point in time all the way up to the present time, where they're still evolving. Now some people say, where did the name hambone come from? Some people say that because the big leg bone is referred to as a ham bone, and we hit that sometimes for these rhythms, that's where the name came from. But other people who have studied this believe it has to do with something else much more important. Back in the days, in the times of slavery, when food was scarce, if the slaves could get their hands on, the bone of a ham, they could put it in a big pot and cook a pot of soup for nourishment and flavor. And then what they would do is they would pass that bone to another family. They would cook soup for their family and they would pass it to another family, which was a sign of being creative and resourceful and a sign of community. And so the name hambone became important because the ham bone literally helped people survive. And so the name hambone took on a great symbolic meaning and was later applied at some point in time to these hand rhythms, which in essence did the same, at least symbolically. It helped these people to remain in touch with their ancestry, with their culture. It symbolically helped them, set them free, free from oppression, free to hope and dream, free to have some self-esteem. Now, the slaves weren't playing hambone because in some places drums were either banned or discouraged. Not in all places, but in many places. They were playing these rhythms because this was a rhythmic tradition that came from their ancestry, from their homeland. Now here's an example of some hambone. And then after that, we'll do a little hambone lesson. Here's a sample of that rhythm slap. You play your body with a pat. You hit your arms, legs, and chest, and play a rhythm you like best. Hambone, hambone, where you been? Around the world and back again. Hambone, hambone, what's that sound? Playing my rhythms round and round. Hambone, hambone, hambone. Hambone. Now people sometimes say, can you teach me a little hambone? If you want to learn hambone, just like reading, writing, arithmetic, you got to go to school. You got to take your hands to school, to hambone school. So try this with me now. In kindergarten, see what grade you can get to in hambone school. In kindergarten, they teach you this rhythm. One hand goes over your lap, the other hand halfway between your lap and your hand, and this is the rhythm. Now you can't just take one hand to school and leave the other hand home, so you got to take the other hand to school. So switch sides like this. Good. Now in first grade, they teach your hands to do this rhythm. Got to take your other hand to first grade. Now in second grade, one hand learns how to cross over to the other side like this. And in third grade, both hands cross over to the other side. And in fourth grade, one hand learns how to come up to your chest. And in fifth grade, both hands come up to your chest. And in sixth grade, they add a slap. And in seventh grade, they teach you to go around the world. Now you can't go around the world only in one direction, you gotta go the other way too. In eighth grade, they teach these offbeat rhythms, they call them syncopated rhythms. From eighth grade up to graduation, you learn how to use your thigh, your leg bone, sometimes called the hambone. Try this. Try slap, slap, chest, slap, thigh, chest. Slap, slap, chest, thigh, slap, chest. Well, with two hands, or one leg, or the other one, cross over. Very good, thank you. Hambone.